Emeritus. Needed to make sure we were in the right place.
Right. Definitely when I saw the point, we're not reading.
Right. We'll get started on page 6. And let's see, where are we? Oh, 8, okay. We rise on page 6. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan sechvi v'na'avchin ben yom u'ben layla. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokech ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שעשה לכל צרכי. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המכין מצעדי גבר. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם עוזר ישראל בגבורה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם עוטר ישראל בתפארה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם הנותן ליעף כוח. We're seated on page 6 at the bottom. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המעביר שינה מעינת מעמך ויביא רצון מפניך. ותננו היום ובכל יום לכנו לחסד ורחמים בינך ובין כל רואינו ותגמלנו חסדים טובים. ברוך אתה אדוני גומל חסדים טובים לעמו ישראל. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו. לעולם יהי אדם ירא שמיים ועשייתו לא תקיים. אבל אנחנו מכבני בריתך. לפיכך אשרינו מה טוב חלקנו ומה נעים גורלנו ומה יפה ירושתנו. אשרינו שאנחנו משכימים ומריבים ערב ובוקר ואומרים פעמיים בכל יום שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. אתה ועד שלנו ברכה עולם. קדש את שמך על מקדישי שמך וקדש את שמך בעולמך ובשעתך תרים ותגביה קרננו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש את שמך ברבים. אתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו בשמיים ובארץ. יתן אתכם לשם בכל מהארץ בשבי שבטיכם מלכם אמר אדוני. We'll rise on page 16 for Baruch She'amar. Baruch She'amar v'haya olam Baruch hu Baruch osei v'reishit Baruch omer v'osei Baruch gozer umkayim Baruch merachem al haaretz Baruch merachem al habriot Baruch meshalem sachar tov lireyav Baruch chai la'ad v'kayam la'netzach Baruch podei umatzil Baruch shemo. Baruch atah יחיד חייך העולמים, מלך משובח מפארי עד שמו הגדול, ברוך אתה אדוני, מלך מהולל בתשבחות. We're seated on page 21. We continue. אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך סלע, אשרי המשכך לו אשרי המשכך. Tehillat Adonai Yedaber Pi Vivarech Kol Basar Shem Kodsho Leolam Va'ed Va'anachnu Navarech Yah Me'ata Ve'ad Olam. Hallelujah. Let's read in the English on page 140, on page 22, Psalm 146. Let's see. Edie, would you lead us? Thank you.
Want me to just stand up?
Here is fine. You don't have to come up here either way.
Hallelujah. Let my soul praise Adonai. I will praise Adonai with all my life and sing to my God with all my being.
Put no trust in the powerful and mortals who cannot save. Their breath departs, they return to dust, and that is the end of their grand designs.
Blessed are those whose hope is Jacob's God, whose hope is Adonai, our God.
Maker of the heavens and the earth, the seas and all they contain.
God keeps faith forever, brings justice to the oppressed, and provides food for the hungry.
Adonai frees the bound. Adonai gives sight to the blind. Adonai raises those bowed down and loves the just.
Adonai protects the stranger and supports the orphan and the widow, but frustrates the designs of the wicked.
Adonai shall reign through all generations. Your God, Zion, shall reign forever. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Ki tov zamara Eloheinu ki na'im navatehila bonei Yerushalayim. Magid devarav Yaakov, chukav u'mishpatav Yisrael, lo asa chen lechol goy u'mishpatim bal yeda'um. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, ki tov zamra, hallelujah, ki hallelu et Adonai min hashamayim, hallelu hu b'meromim, hallelu chol malachav, hallelu kol tzalav. Vayarem keren lamot hila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash tilato b'kal chasidim yismach. Le'sor malcheim v'zikim v'nech b'nem chavlei varzel lasot behem mishpat katuv hadar lechol chasidav. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah el b'kodsho, hallelujah b'yirkiyahu zo, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, betzil tzele shama. Hallelujah, hallelujah, betzil tzele teruah. Kol haneshama tehallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol haneshama tehallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu v'amen. Baruch Adonai Elohim Elohei Yisrael Eloheinu nifla'ot levado Baruch Shem kvodo le'olam v'yil melech b'kol ha'aretz. Amen ve'amen. We'll turn ahead to Yishtabach on page 29. Please rise.
Yishtabach Shemcha La'ad Malkeinu Ha'el HaMelech HaGedosh B'Shamayim Uva'aretz Brachot V'odot Me'ata V'ad Olam Baruch Atah Adonai El Melech Gadol B'Tishbachot El HaHoda'ot Adon HaNifla'ot HaBocheh B'Shrei Zimra Melech Chalchei HaOlamim. Page 30. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Yotzeu Orei Choshech O say shalom v'harei et hakol. Kulam ahuvim, kulam boruim, kulam giborim. V'chulam osim be'emav ha'aratzon konam. V'chulam potachim et pihem b'kedusha v'tahara b'shira v'zimara v'varchim v'shavachim v'farim ha'aritzim u'maktishim u'mamlichim et shem ha'el ha'melech ha'gadol ha'gibur v'nakadosh hu וכולם מקבלים עליהם עול מלכות שמיים זה מזה, ונותנים משות זה לזה להקדיש ליוצרם, בנחת רוח בסובב הרבנים הקדושה, כולם כאחד ואומרים ביראה, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו, והאופנים וחיות הקודש ברעש גדול מנסים לעומת שרפים, לעומתם משבחים ואומרים, ברוך הוא אדוני ממקומו לאל ברוך נמו יתנו למעלה. אור חדש על ציון תאיר ונזכה כולנו מראה לאורו ברוך אתה אדוני יוצא המאורות אהבה רבה אהבתנו אדוני אלוהינו. והביאנו לשלום מארבע כנפות הארץ ותוריכנו לארצנו כי אל פועל ישועות אתה ובנו בחרת מכל עם ולשום וקרבתנו לשמך גדול סלע באמת להודות לך יחדך באהבה ברוך אתה אדוני הבוכה במו ישראל באהבה Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha V'chol vavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol modecha V'hayu advarim ha'ele Asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al vavecha Vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'feitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshertam la'ot al yedecha v'hayu letotafo bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'sha'arecha Adonai Elohechem Emet V'yatziv v'nachon v'kayam L'dor v'adohu kayam u'shmo kayam v'chiso nachon malchuto v'nemto la'ad kayamet U'dvorav chayim v'kayamim ne'amanim v'nechamadim la'ad ol'olmei olamim Emet shetau Adonai Eloheinu vel avotenu Malkeinu melech avotenu Goel and Goel avotenu Yotzreinu tzu Yeshuatenu Podenu u'matzilenu me'olam shemecha Ein Elohim zulatecha Ezrat avotenu atahu me'olam Hilo Le'yom Baruch Hu Umvarach Moshe V'nei Yisrael Lechanu Shira B'simcha Rabba V'amru Chulam Mi Chamocha B'elim Adonai Mi Kamocha Nedar B'Kodesh Norat Hilot O Sefele Shira Chadasha Shebakul Gilim L'Simcha U'Shpat Hayam Yachai kulam hodu v'himlichu v'amaru Adonai imloch le'lam va'ed Sur Yisrael Kuma be'ezrat Yisrael Uvdechenu mecha Yehuda v'Yisrael Go Aleinu Adonai Tzvot Shemo Kadosh Yisrael Baruch Atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael.
Not all bands can hear, but it's a
Okay, Silent Amidah begins on page 36. Please remember to insert the special prayer for Hanukkah. We continue with Hallel on page 50. Please rise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddush mitzvotav v'tzivanu lakro et ha'halel. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, Avdei Adonai, Hallelujah, et Shem Adonai, Yehi Shem Adonai, Mevorach, Me'ata ve'ad olam, Mimizra Shemesh ad Mevo'o, Mehulal Shem Adonai, Ram al Kol Goyim Adonai, Al Hashemayim Kevodo, Mich Adonai Eloheinu Hamagbihi LaHashavet, Hamashpili lirob Bashamayim uvaretz Mekimi me'afardal Me'ashpo yarim evyom Lehoshivim nedivim Im nedivei amo Moshivi akeret habayit Em habanim semecha Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. But say Yisrael Mitzrayim Yaakov Me'am Elohes. Malacha Hayam Kitanus Hayarden Tisov Leachu Heharim Tirkedu Cha'elim Gevod Kivnei Tzon Milifnei Adon Chulei Haaretz Milifnei Eloah Yaakov Ha'hovchi Hatzor Agamayim Chalamish Lemainu Mayim Lolanu Anakulanu Kilashim Chaten Kavod. Yisrael, Betach Badonai, Ezramu Maginam Hu, Beit Aharon Bitchu Badonai, Ezramu Maginam Hu, Yirei Adonai Bitchu Badonai, Ezramu Maginam Hu, Adonai Zecharanu Yevarech, Yevarech et Beit Yisrael, Yevarech et Beit Aharon, Yevarech Yirei Adonai, Hakatani mimagdoli Yosef Adonai Aleichem Aleichem ve'al baneichem Baruchim atem l'Adonai Oseh shamayim va'aretz Hashamayim shamayim l'Adonai Ve'ha'aretz natan livnei Adam Lo hametim Hallelujah V'lo kol yordei duma v'anachnu nevarech ya me'ata ve'ad olam me'ata ve'ad olam Hallelujah Ahavti hishmaranai kol itachanunai. Et halech lifnei Adonai baratzot hachayim he'amanti ki adaber ani aniti ma'od ani amarti v'chofsi kol ha'adam kozev ma'ashiv l'Adonai kol tagmulo hi alai. Lecha ezbach zevach toda Uveshem Adonai Ekra Nidarai Ladonai Ashalem Negdana Lechol Amo Bechatzro Beit Adonai Betochechi Yerushalayim Bechatzro Beit Adonai B'tochechi Yerushalayim. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, kol goyim shabchu kol ha'umim, ki gavar aleinu chasdo, ve'emet Adonai le'olam. Hallelujah. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasdo. Yomar na Yisrael ki le'olam chasdo. Yomru na veda harod ki le'olam chasdo. Yomru na yirei Adonai ki le'olam chasdo. Min ha'metzah karati anani v'merchavya. Ozi v'zimratya v'hili lishua. Ozi v'zimratya v'hili lishua. Ozi v'zimratya v'hili lishua. Ozi v'zimratya v'hili lishua. Kol Rebbe Shua Halei Tzadikim. Pidchuli Sharei Tzedek Abu V'Modeya Zehashar L'Adonai Tzadikim Yavovo Odecha Ki Anitani V'Tehili Lishua. Odecha Ki Anitani V'Tehili Lishua. Even Masu Habonim Hayata L'Rosh Pina. Even Masu Habonim Hayata L'Rosh Pina. Meit Adonai Haytazot Hi Niflat B'Einenu. Meit Adonai Haytazot Hi Niflat B'Einenu. Zeh Hayom Asa Adonai Nagila V'Nismechavo. Zeh Hayom Asa Adonai Nagila V'Nismechavo. Ana Adonai Hoshiana. Ana Adonai Hoshiana. Ana Adonai Hatzlichana. Ana Adonai Hatzlichana. Baruch haba b'shem Yonai Baruch haba b'Beit Adonai. Baruch haba b'shem Yonai Baruch haba b'Adonai. El Adonai v'Yarlan Mizbeach. El Adonai v'Yarlan Avatim Malcham Mizbeach. Eliata v'Yodecha Elohai Elohai. Hodu lai ki tov ki olam chasdo. Hodu lai ki tov ki le'olam chasdo. Yahalalu Adonai Eloheinu kol ma'asecha. Ki lecha tov lehodo u'l'shimcha na'el izamer. Ki me'olam ad olam ata el. Baruch ata Adonai melech mehulal batishbachot. Where? So, you want to do the Torah text or go to 78?
Torah text from,
Okay.
from the back of the book. grab my list. So a quick practical halacha question: if, in theory, we could force the issue and round up a person for the sake of saying of having a public Torah reading, ought one to do so? And I would say that in this case, where we're reading the reading for Chanukah, we're not being particularly punctilious about a particular point of reading for the sake of the weekly parasha. I don't feel that it's necessary, so I'm not going to force the issue. We will be able to make minyan for Kaddish, so no worries. We're reading on page 332. There we go. Thank you. 332. The reading for the fourth day of Hanukkah. So we'll be reading the entirety of what's at there for the fourth day on 332 at the bottom of 332, and the fifth day at the top of 333. As we turn to that reading and we prepare to read, or David prepares to read, we will just note those folks we're thinking about who are in need of blessings for healing in our communities, families, and circles of concern. Among them, Alan Apfelbaum, Akiva ben Moshe V'Sara Rachel, Michael Bassin, Rick Baum, David Bernstein, David ben Miriam, Keith Bookbinder, Moshe Shmuel ben Yehoshua V'Chana, Marty Cohen, Greg During, Pam Gardner, Howard Gelbart, Natalie Gerstein, Sheila Ginsberg, Rabbi Sim Glazer, Bill Hoffman, June Howard, Kelly Innes, Trey Jones, Steve Carmel, Yisrael Gedalia ben Peril, Michael Katz, Vanessa Lear, Bobby Levin, Nada Lipson, Rabbi Jeffrey Marker, Harav Yaakov Yisrael Mordechai ben Chana v'Yosef, Jane Meltzer, Richard Meltzer, Michelle Mintz Menke, Ellen Miller, A.J. Mogenberg, Anna Morlock, Paulin Evans, Pasabat Yisrael Etka, Sarah Singer Nuri, Lee Patrick, Robert Perry, Jonah Rubenenko, Yona Ari ben Esther, Judy Schechter, Bobby Schnitzer, Ellen Shumros, Philip Shane, Jerry Schuckler, Hannah Gittel Bat Beryl, Vayenta Ward Smith, Barbie Tomeno, Bracha Bat Hadas, Alan Turner, Paul Wapner, Ruth Winger, Bruce Wazatsky, Judy Workman, Yehudit Bat Moshe, Pearl Zucker Tzipar Bat Malka, Gabriela Chana Bat Var Shoshana, Michael David Ben Tamar, Yaakov Benjamin Ben Gittel, Marvin Mandelbaum. Additional names? For all these and for all who are ill, we say, Mishibeirach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. Hu Yivarech v'Yirpeh Kol HaCholim Ha'ele HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Rachamim Alehem Lachazikam Uvrapatam v'Yishlach Lehem Meherav V'Shalema Min HaShamayim Rufat HaNefesh Ufrat HaGuf B'toch Shar HaCholim V'Chazek Et Yedei HaOskim B'Tzorchehem Hashta Ba'agalag V'Zman Kariv V'Nomar. Amen. 332.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanim v'zav tivenu la'asok b'dvrei Torah. Bayom Revi'i nasi libnei Reuven Elitzur ben Shnei Uhor Korban Kerat Kesef Achad Shloshim Umeya Mishkalav Mizrak Echad Kesef Shivim Shekel B'Shekel HaKodesh Shnehem Meleim Solep L'Lah B'Shemen L'Ha Mincha Kaf Echad Asara Hazav L'Ha Ketoret Par Echad Ben Bakar Ayil Echad Kevzecha Ben Shnatoli Olah Seir Olah Seir Izim Echad L'Chatat Ulezevach Hashlamim Bakar Shenayim Elim Chamisha Tidim Chamisha Kibasim B'nei Shana Chamisha Zeh Karban Elitzur B'nei Shadei Ohor Bayom HaChamishi Nasi L'Vnei Shimon Shlumiel Ben Suri Shaddai Korban Karak Kesef Echad Shoshim Meya Mishkala Mizrak Echad Kesef Shivim Shekel B'Shekel HaKodesh Shnehem Meleim Solep B'Lah B'Shemen L'Ha Mincha Kaf Echad Asara Zahav L'Ha Ketoret Par Echad Ben Bakar Ayil Echad Keves Echad Ben Shnato Le'Olah Sir Izim Echad L'Chatat ולזבח השלמים, בקר שניים אלים 5 עובדים 5, כבשים בני שנה 5, זה קרבן שלומיאל בן צורי שדי.
I think, as I noted on Tuesday, for those who were on the call, we have this repetition and we see it repeated in meticulous detail, so that we see not only what's being given and that each individual is giving the same as the others. There's meant to be a real equality of the tribes that we're supposed to understand out of this process as well, to see that every tribe contributes equally. And that the Nesiim, as the representatives of their respective tribes, they give us that, they show us that here. There are a number of midrashim, I'll say as well, that I did not mention the other day, and I won't go into too much detail about it here either. But a number of midrashim around midrashim around the offerings that are made and when they're made, and in particular concern that one might overshadow another and things like that. So there's some discussion about that in the tradition. But yes, the repetition, the apparent repetition is there is meaning to be derived from it. And of course, our contemporary scholarship would tell us there's a much simpler answer, which is it's merely a record. It's merely intended to be a record, and therefore each item is listed out, and each offering is listed out, just as you would find, if you've seen census records or tax records from 200, 300 years ago, you'll find this item listed out and this item listed out and this item listed out, and it's very repetitive because it's merely seeking to repeat an accurate record for each instance of something. So we will turn then to Yesher Koach, David. Thank you for reading. We will turn then to page 78. And we will read Ashrei. Let's see, do we have our Hebrew readers are short on Hebrew readers. Sarah, would you read for us? Thank you. Ashrei ha'am she'kachalo, Ashrei ha'am she'Adonai Elohav. B'chol yom avarechecha, v'halal shimcha le'olam va'ed. Dor ledor yishabach ma'asecha, ugvrutecha yagidu. Ve'ezuz noratecha yomeru, ugdulatecha asaprena. Chanun v'rachum Adonai, erech hapayim ugdal chased. Yoducha Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yevarechucha. V'hodiya livnei ha'adam gevurotav, u'chvod hadar malchuto. So mei Adonai lechol hanofalim, v'zokei v'chol ha'kefufim. Poteach et yadecha, u'masbir lechol chai ratzon. Karov Adonai lechol korav, lechol asher yikra'uhu ve'emet. Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav, et kol harasha'im yashmid. Va'anachnu nevarech yach me'ata ve'ad olam. Hallelujah. We'll turn to page 80. U'uval etzion go Hashem Yaakov ne'um Adonai. And we'll read in the English the second paragraph. Adonai has said, "This is my covenant with them. My spirit shall remain with you and with your descendants. My words shall be upon your lips and upon the lips of your children and your children's children, now and forever." Ve'ata kadosh yeshevti lo v'shayel v'kar zeh el zeh v'amar kadosh 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 Adonai tzvot melech ha'aretz kavod. ותישאני רוח ואשמע אחרי כל רעש גדול ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. until any אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני מלך. אדוני טוב וסלח חסד לכל כה אחד צדקתך צדק לעולם ותורתך אמת. Adonai Hoshia HaMelech Yaneinu V'Yom Koreinu. I'll read in the English in the second paragraph. Praised is our God, who created us for his glory, setting us apart from those who go astray, giving us the Torah, which is truth, and planting within us life eternal. May God open our hearts to his Torah, inspiring us to love, revere, and wholeheartedly to serve God. Thus shall we not labor in vain, nor shall our children suffer confusion. ויבטחו בך יודעי שמך כי לא עזבת דורשך אדוני אדוני חפץ צדקו יגדיל תורה ויאדיר. We'll rise for Elenu on page 83, and now would be a good time for us to collect a minion, but we'll do that just hopefully we'll get that together right after Elenu. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים עובדים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא שאינו תשמע ויצר הארץ. כן נקווה לך אדוני. ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. We turn now to Kaddish Tom on page 84. Among those, for the rest of today and the rest of the week, I should just two names. The Yortzeit of Hilda Litz being observed today, and that of Minnie Schechter being observed tonight, tomorrow. In addition to these, we think of those we've lost in the last year. Among them, Evelyn Seltzer, Pat Keeler, Marge Reiter, Amy Perlman, Norm Epstein, Paul Bassa, Steve Blyer, Bernie Kiwi, Ron Kabikoff, Dan Geyer, Charles Albright, Bernie Slovitt, Elaine Beagleson, Frank Grossman, George Fisher, Selma Cohn, Sally Prager, Lori Gupp, Ben Koff, Alfred Horvitz, and Kevin Cole. If there's anyone else you're thinking of at this time you'd like to make sure we mention, I'll invite you to do so. Okay. If you are reciting Kaddish, whether you're with us here in person or if you're joining us on the live stream, I will invite you to join me at this time. Page 84. ויתגדל ויתקדש שמך רבה בעלמא דברה קירותך וימליך מלכותך בחיי חון וביומי חון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמך רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. ויתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמך לקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. The psalm for Thursday is on page 89. Let's see, who's not read this morning? Sue, would you read? Thank you. Gitit. Mm-hmm.
Sing with joy to God our strength, shout out with gladness to the God of Jacob, strike up a melody, sound the timbrel, play sweet tones and harp and lyre.
Sound the shofar on the new moon and again on the full moon for our festival days. It is the law for the people of Israel, a statute of the God of Jacob. God ordained it for Joseph's descendants when he rose against the land of Egypt.
I have heard the speech that I had previously ignored. I removed the burden from their shoulder. Their hands were freed from the load.
When you called out in distress, I rescued you. Unseen, I answered you in thunder. I tested your faith at an oasis in the wilderness.
Hear this warning, my people, Israel, if you would only listen.
There shall be no strange God in your midst. You shall not worship an alien God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you up out of Egypt. Open your mouth wide, and I will fill it.
But my people did not listen. Israel would have none of me. So I let them persist in their stubbornness. I let them follow their own inclinations.
If only my people would listen to me. If only Israel would walk in my ways. How quickly I would subdue their foes and strike out at their oppressors.
Enemies of Adonai shall be humbled. Their downfall shall be unending.
But you I will feed with the richest of wheat. With honey from a rock I will satisfy you. We'll turn back to 84 as we conclude with a final recitation of Kaddish Yatom. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabba. Ba'alama divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayei chon v'yomei chon uv'chayei nechol beit Yisrael v'agala uv'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach la'alam u'lolamei alamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei likudsha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata dush b'chata v'nechamata da'amiran v'alama v'imru amen. Yahei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Asay shalom b'imromav hu ya'asay shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Boker Tov, thank you for helping us make minyan. So you get to say, we don't really know much. That's entirely
well, I wrote a paper on, how air travel is going to evolve before it was discovered.
Right.
That was only 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And now it's like, okay, I'm doing a presentation on that paper. I said, well, I put a footnote on here.
Remind people of Sunday.
Yes. So let me just hop on the mic here. So just a reminder that Sue and Vic are sponsoring a breakfast on Sunday after services. So, if the thought of community, if the thought of prayer, if the thought of all of those other things were not enough to get you out of the door, there's also the thought of food. Sue is observing the end of Shloshim for her uncle, and Vic will be celebrating his birthday. So between those two things, we have cause for a special occasion. And it's funny, we were just reading about we don't mix Ein Marvin Simcha v'Simcha last night in our in Talmud class. But of course we say that and then we go ahead and we do it, which is usually the way things go. So I don't know, but in any case, so looking forward to seeing folks there, and thanks in advance to Sue and Vic for the sponsorship. Thank you.
Rabbi Barnard, I don't do well in here, but Rabbi Barnard is speaking Friday night at 8 o'clock.
Rabbi Barnard is speaking Friday night at 8 o'clock. That is also, yes.
Yes, you can do it. And the other thing is, it's really warm when you stand right here.
Yes. We have hot spots.
Do you like that or not?
Yes.
Okay, that's the question, whether you like the hot spot.
It's warm and cozy right there. Also, if anybody after bagels would like anything from the gift shop, it's not an official gift shop hour, but I would be glad to take it. If you need a few more candles.